So, 2 years ago, I started on this journey of reviewing fragrances and I came up with the name of the channel, which was Scent Saga. When I was, starting on my journey, I didn't have a plan that someday I will have a perfume of my own. But as I started along the journey and I started reviewing perfumes, like countless perfumes after reviewing them, I had this notion in my mind that at some point in time, I would want to create a perfume of my own. However, it takes a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge to become a perfumer. Reviewing perfumes is something, but creating perfumes is a completely different thing. But even if I had this thought in my mind, I didn't know how to execute it up until I came across Rizwan, the house of fusion basically, and I reviewed a lot of their perfumes like Old Saloon and a few more, right? When I started testing his perfumes out, I came to realize how good of a perfumer he is, how good the blend qualities are for the budget that he is charging, and he also has an awesome screen presence. He already has a YouTube channel which is Perfume Talk. So after I tested his perfumes out, all of a sudden I had this notion in my head that I would reach out to him, propose an idea for a collaboration, because I had to get something out into the world which I can call that, I have also helped in the creation of it. So I pitched it up to Rizwan without any expectation, and honestly I was feeling that he's gonna reject it. But to my surprise, he was super enthusiastic about it. He was like, yes bro, let's do it. This will be completely different, and he's a perfume enthusiast at the core. So that is the reason when he heard about this unique collaboration, he was like, all good, I'm all set. What is the idea that you have? What is the kind of perfume that you're trying to bring to the world, right? And if you have watched my videos, you know that I have some preference for certain segment of perfumes, specifically something which is dark, masculine, tobacco-ish, something which has got a little bit of sweetness or a gourmandish nature to it. And I mostly like something which are a bit more polarizing. And my personal favorite perfumes in that tobacco line was red tobacco, hot tobacco, tobacco vanille, or perfumes like this. So I wanted to create something which was into the line of tobacco-based fragrances. And I had a very dark, potent, manly, tobacco-like fragrance idea that was in my mind, and I shared it with Rizwan. Basic idea was that Rizwan is a master of making cocktails or fusion perfumes, and my idea was to make something which is basically fusion between certain houses. And when I pitched that idea to him, he was like, done, let's do it. So after some trials, we finally nailed the perfume that we wanted to create, which was a very dark, polarizing, tobacco-based fragrance. But although I liked it, Rizwan liked it, the problem was neither his friends, family, team members, or in my case, my wife Chandrima, my colleagues, my friends, a few of them liked the perfume. Those who did just absolutely loved it. But the majority of the people were, they said that the perfume is very polarizing or challenging, and it will only cater to a certain segment of people. So that is when this idea struck in both me and Rizwan. Why don't we create a perfume which is more mass-pleasing, luxurious, more wearable, less polarizing, supposed to work in most of the occasions in different weather setup, because a very dark, potent, tobacco-ish perfume will be well suited for a very cold weather. But what if it's not very cold? What if it's a moderate temperature? What about that? So that point in time, this entire idea came into being, which is this one. Introducing Luxe Tabac, luxurious blend of tobacco. This has been infused with certain segment of elements so that it becomes more mass-pleasing, more wearable, more sexier version, you can call, of the tobacco-based perfumes. And to make it interesting, we actually tested 100 plus bottles, or trial, you can say. I have a few over here which I can, show you. Like Rizwan basically sent me so many trials. These are just to share a few with you, okay? Initially we started with this like 60 ml bottles, but then we switched on to 20 ml bottles like this because, to keep the cost low for the trials as well. And finally, after maybe say 110 or 115 or say 117 kind of a figure, we came across the perfect blend. The blend that we both settled in for, as in like, yeah, this is something that we can go with, and which was approved by his friends, his members, his family, as well as mine. It had to be Chandrima approved, at least Chandrima approved, but surprisingly it was approved by everybody. Those who loved tobacco-based fragrances, those who didn't, all of them equally loved the perfume and said like, now you have got something different. Although I would say this is not entirely different, because To be honest, creating something out of thin air is not possible. We all take inspiration from a lot of perfumes, but this is not a clone or head-to-head clone to any perfume. This is inspired by a lot of tobacco-based fragrances, but then it has the unique touch of me and Rizwan into the notes, okay? To balance the note of tobacco, it needed to be a bit more creamy, right? That is what we felt. It needs to have a fruity element to it, a floral element to it, a spicy element to it, and then we already had tobacco, so a little bit of sweetness element to it. So that is how we then created the perfume. I will give you basically a pictorial representation of how the perfume smells. Imagine a tobacco, like a burning tobacco, but it's not that hot, smoky tobacco. Imagine a luxurious blend of creamy tobacco with a hint of fruits like apple, pear, some floral hints like lavender, some spices like cinnamon, star anise, cardamom, clove, okay? And add a little bit of vanillic sweetness into the mix and a hint of sandalwood. Blend in all together and you get Luxe Tabac. And also this perfume is not a linear perfume. This perfume has got transitions. It opens with the fruity notes, then slowly, gradually leans to that vanilla, tobacco, sandalwood, spices kind of combination. So you will get to experience that transition in a perfume as well, which is kind of, I'm not saying all of the perfumes, but most of the perfumes are pretty linear when it comes to the budget fragrances, and that is where we try to create something different. Also, there was one thing that was in our head: the perfume needs to project, the perfume needs to perform, and the perfume needs to be very, very, very well blended. And that is where another confusion came into being. We had to keep the prices accessible to the masses, but at the same time, we were not able to compromise on the quality. So this is where our search began for the best quality of oils that we can purchase, make the final blend which smells good but is not very expensive, so that you will come and say that the perfume is too highly priced. So finally, after going through a lot of different oils and testing trials, basically we came across a final product which was the perfect blend. Like a budget category perfume meets the best quality or the refinement that we can achieve. Although this perfume is now macerating for almost a month, but after 3 months, this perfume is going to turn into something like super, super, super good. Okay, that is what we personally believe. And the one that I have with me is almost like 3 months old. We made a very small batch to test out, and this is the 3 months old batch that we have with me. Oh my god, it's exquisite. The perfume will project easily for 1 to 1.5 hours minimum. The overall longevity that we have received while testing this perfume was around 7 to 8 hours when applied on the clothes. I have to give this disclaimer: just like any other perfume from Rizwan, this is also apparel perfume. So it would be better if you apply it on the clothes. There is no problem applying on the skin because the oils that have been used are very high quality and should not cause any skin irritation. But disclaimer, this is an apparel perfume, and try and use it in the clothes. Now, we already talked about the projection, the longevity, the performance, the smell and everything, right? But we haven't disclosed the pricing yet. So the pricing of this perfume that we both have come down to is $8.99 for a 50 ml. But there is a catch. Because we were not really 100% sure like how the perfume will be received by you all, this is going to be a very limited quantity perfume. We have made a very small batch, and chances are once it's gone, it's gone. If in case we receive massive amount of requests in the future, like bring this back, maybe then, or else this is going to be a piece of history. The first ever collaboration between a perfume reviewer and a perfume maker who also has a YouTube channel and also is a reviewer. So this is a unique collaboration, at least in India, I believe. I don't know if abroad that has already happened, but in India, this is for the first time a reviewer, YouTuber, perfumer, and a fragrance reviewer, which is me, is collaborating on a perfume. So if in case you're a collector, an enthusiast of a perfume, this will serve as a piece of history to you maybe in the future when you can say like 2 people collaborated. But smell wise, this is exquisite, this is luxurious, and I have got a few compliments wearing this to the gym, and I have got few compliments wearing this to the office where people ask me, what are you wearing? And I said that I'm wearing my own perfume. So technically we created a perfume. Just to give you some perspective, the label that you see over here is designed by me. The box that you see over here is unlike any other box from Rizwan, and he basically made this box. He ensured that there is a different kind of a fit and finish to the box. This place is textured. Hats off to Rizwan. I mean, this perfume has got very minute little additions from both me and Rizwan into the final mix, and with a lot of love and affection this perfume was created. I don't know if this will be received with so much love that we gave into creating it, but at the end of the day, we too are very proud to introduce Luxe Tabac to you at least. And the link to the product will be added to the description. If in case you want to support me, if you want to support Rizwan, if you want to be a part of this collaboration, this unique opportunity, I would say, get your hands on Luxe Tabac. And I'm pretty sure that this is one of the best tobacco fragrance, at least that I have in my collection now. And even if nobody is going to use this perfume, I don't know, somebody will use it. At least I'm hoping, even if nobody is using, at least this is going to be in my collection for sure. And last but not the least, although this is the first ever collaboration, please ensure that you provide us with the feedbacks so that if in case we ever plan on creating another perfume, or if you want us to bring back that potent, polarizing, dark, tobacco-ish perfume, or any other suggestion for that matter, please hit the comment section. Please use the Instagram. Reach out to me, reach out to Rizwan, doesn't matter. Do support us and do let us know what you feel. If you have tried it, definitely share your thoughts on this. If you haven't tried it, then also share your thoughts as to what stopped you from trying it. And if you tried, didn't like it, share your feedbacks. These all will be taken into consideration, and we will be only growing from the comments or the feedbacks that you provide us with. So with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye. And do check out Luxe Tabac from Rizwan, okay? And Scent Saga. Bye-bye.